Hello, I'm Alex from IGN and I'm joined by Daniel.
Hello.
And we are here to play a little bit of Assassin's Creed Liberation HD.
That's a catchy title.
It is, but more importantly, you're here playing as a young gun. Now, this doesn't really kind of feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It looks like an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, so some people, if they've played this, so we should say first, this is a game that's already been out. This is called Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, and it came out on the Vita around the same time as Assassin's Creed 3.
But now it's on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Yeah, so they've kind of followed suit. There's a lot of these at the moment, kind of HD remakes, HD upscalings. We don't know what you want to call these. There's a lot of games that are like HD remasters, like Wind Waker, but this is something different. This has been ported over from a handheld. They did it recently with the Mirror of Fate game, the Castlevania game.
Yeah. So it's essentially the same game, but obviously you're playing it on a big screen rather than playing with it on the go.
Yeah.
So, first impressions, Daniel.
So I didn't play all of the Vita game in its entirety. They have upgraded the visuals quite a lot, so it's not just been blown up, as it were.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it holds its own on a home console.
It's not too shabby. I don't know if it's quite there alongside maybe Assassin's Creed 3, but it's still pretty good. So this is right at the beginning of the game, we should say. So we maybe get some close-ups of character models here.
Pardon, madame.
You there! Bantling pest! I'll have you arrested!
What's she done wrong? Oof.
She was led down for ages.
They only tapped her on the back of the head. So here we are. So kind of familiar Assassin's Creed kind of combat. Counters rule the world. So has she got any weapons? Doesn't look like it. Oh, she's got the Assassin's Blades.
I'm going to counter her. So this is one of Greg originally reviewed the game for us back when it when it came out, and one of the main kind of criticisms that runs through his review is you don't really fill in the gaps. 1 minute you're this child who gets snatched away from their mother, probably based on race-related reasons. That's a bit weird.
That's a bit weird.
Sorry, that took me out of nowhere. And it doesn't really fill in the gaps of how did she become this badass assassin overnight, as it were.
Right. Obviously, it's not overnight. It's
No.
the period of her life, but it doesn't really kind of explain it in any
His
depth.
puberty kicked in one night.
Yeah.
Only a dream. I'm sorry to have.
So that definitely doesn't look like just like the Vita
No.
stretch, does it?
Yeah. I think you'd be quite happy if this was a full price PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 game.
Thank you, Madeleine.
I think the bigger question is, after you've been playing Black Flag, and you were kind of notoriously not a big kind of fan of the Assassin's Creed series.
Well, to me, it felt like I loved Assassin's Creed 2, but then in this kind of pursuit of trying to get a game out every single year, it felt like it lost a lot of the kind of appeal, and so I skipped 3 and I skipped the last of the 2s. But now, having played Black Flag, I think it's a slow starter, but once you get out in the ocean and you've got all of that kind of vast expanse to explore, it's exciting, and I still love doing the things that Assassin's Creed is all about. So, climbing to the top of the towers and synchronizing all the eagle views and all that kind of stuff. I like that.
I think the question with this is there enough incentive to go back, perhaps?
Once you've played Black Flag.
Especially with probably Assassin's Creed 3 being the most kind of divisive of all the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
A lot of fanfare when it came out.
Yeah.
We gave it a really good review. But I think in the time since, kind of more mixed feelings have crept in.
Yeah, I think the world itself, was beautiful. But there were, in terms of the missions and the gameplay, just kind of felt a lot of it was, just a bit too flabby, I guess. And spending a lot of time doing not that much. Well, certainly not a lot of interest. Here you're going to a pigeon coop.
So what I'll do, I'll just not go much further, but let's just run around the city a bit and give you a little.
So in terms of the way it feels, much like an Assassin's Creed game?
Pretty much exactly the same, really. I don't feel any difference in the controls as yet. Yeah, controls just the same. Because I think some of the touchscreen stuff that was there in the Vita was one of the main sources of criticism again, so probably getting rid of that stuff is not going to hurt the overall experience.
Yeah. So look,
probably
you've got
benefit from it, if
you've got a
anything.
viewpoint just coming up here.
They're all looking for me.
Oh yeah, so the alert system is different from Black Flag, isn't it?
Oh, they're on my case. I'll just go synchronise this and give you a good look at the place. Also worth commenting upon, Aveline is the first and only female protagonist in the Assassin's Creed games so far.
In the wrong spot.
Further down.
That is...
Always going to the highest point.
It's a rookie, isn't it? There you go.
Oh! It's alright, Alex, don't panic. I've got this. If I can land a 747 on top of Chile, I can do this.
See, that looks impressive.
Not a bad looking game, is it?
Yeah. Like you wouldn't.
It's weird because I think,
it was
we've been spoiled in the last few months making that shift to PS4. When you go
yeah.
back, you kind of feel it a little bit more than if that hadn't have happened. But here we go. So it's set concurrent with the events of 3. Similar time period. This is the French-Indian War down in the south.
So how much does it cost, Daniel?
So it's out now, I should say, and it's $15.99 in the UK. But if you have a Black Flag Season Pass, you can pick it up for $11.99, which is not too bad. Like, you've got an entire game there.
But only for a limited period. It's only for
a
2
limited
weeks.
period. So if you want the Season Pass offer, you need to get it in the next 2 weeks, or you'll have to pay full price of $15.99. So yeah, if you're not Assassin's Creed OD'd yourself, maybe worth checking out.
Yeah, and this is obviously a very brief glimpse of Liberation, but I think it looks decent on the home consoles, and an attractive price. And if you love Assassin's Creed and you haven't yet played it on Vita, this is the perfect time to do so. For all things Assassin's Creed Liberation, stay locked on IGN.